Affirmations can help you and me find meaning and purpose in our lives. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But as we go into that, first I just want to play with two words that are connected to affirmations. Affirmation is what? To affirm, to reconfirm. Why? Because our human memories are so short-lived and we forget easily. So these are things to remind us. So the two words I want to play with is remind, and remember, right? So first is remind, bring back to mind, bring back, resurface to the mind. It's restoring awareness of what was always true within us, what is really true at this depth. So to bring it up and bring it back to mind in the center. But what was true before all the noise, the responsibilities, and all the doubts just took over the space, right? So remind. The second word is remember. So I again, playing with words, remember. Now, in this context, I feel that remember, the opposite of remember is dismember. So we are severed. We are severed from our connection, many of us, with soul, right? So we've come apart. That's the dismembering that has taken place. So we've been separated from our wholeness, which is down here, right? And to remember, it's not just to, oh, I recall, but to remember is to reconnect, bring back that connection, to reattach to something that we have been severed from, that I've been severed from, that you have been severed from. And this is what affirmations do when they're working at their deepest level. And you may have heard this many times. Again, I'm affirming, I'm reminding us, words are not neutral. Words, every word you speak to yourself, every word you speak to others, it lands somewhere. Either it's building or it's eroding. Either it's shaping or it's marring whatever it's coming across. And words begin with thoughts. But what I want to say is that words also have the power to reshape your thoughts and to change your thoughts, right? Which is exactly why affirmations work. Because affirmations have that ability. Because it's the words that you speak that will reshape your thoughts. And of course, words are more than that. They're carrying vibrations. They're carrying energy, and I'm talking about vibrations in the sense of sound vibrations, but also meaning vibrations. When you hear a word, it means something, right? So it resonates at a much deeper level. And these are two examples of vibrations that are happening simultaneously. So when you're speaking a word, you're not just communicating information, you're emitting a frequency. This is why it's so critical and so vital. And if you look at some of the languages like Sanskrit, Aramaic, things like this, many of the lettering of those words have come from these frequencies, right? If you look at Auma, Om, we look at Namo Shivaya. So these are all words in Sanskrit that have tones attached to them that are going through the chakra cycles of your life. So they're not just simple things that we're saying. So they're vibratory, they're generative, they're alive. So words are alive. If you look at the book of John chapter 1, it's very clear. It says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word became life. So word is life. That's how critical. So it's the vibration that brings reality into being. And that's why it's one of the places where meaning and purpose are found. Because, it's not just this abstract search for calling, but I'm a huge fan of microdosing. So it's this daily faithful act of reaffirming and saying the same word again and again, speaking the truth of who you are, speaking the truth of who I am, right? The words that you choose shape you. They shape the world you inhabit. And they shape the contribution that you can make. And in the Eightfold Path of the Buddhist teaching, Buddha, one of the elements of the Eightfold Path is right speech. Now, why does Buddha talk about that because it is the path to liberation. The Eightfold Path is the path to liberation, right speech. So words are not just communication, they are shaping reality. Every word that you speak is planting a seed in you and in those around you. So those who receive it or those who hear it. And, beyond Buddha, let's say, well, not beyond Buddha, but coming back to, so these are the ancient teachings, but now even neuroscience has, maybe you've heard of this law called Hebb's law. So it's neuroscience that's corroborating what the ancients discovered and what these sages have taught us. Hebb's law basically says neurons that wire together fire together. We know this one, we've heard this one. I'm just reminding us, it's an affirmation, right? But basically what it's telling us is that repeated patterns, thought flows, create actually even physical reshaping of the brain, right? So every time you affirm a truth to yourself, you strengthen that neural pathway. And every time you strengthen that neural pathway, it makes the truth even more accessible, even more tangible. And the opposite also happens, is that every time you are affirming a lie, I'm not good enough, nothing works for me, people are against me, again, you're wiring that neural pathway again. It's just going to keep reaffirming. So the power is within us. The power in our words is so strong. And this is why affirmations offers us a gateway, an easier path to kind of access, to move beyond that limiting kind of talk that we have. And so in my own experience, actually this came fresh to me recently. So I attended a talk, and one very simple talk, but the person spoke about affirmations, and I was reminded again, but something really shifted in me, a new perspective on affirmations. Earlier we had told different kind of affirmations, but what really shifted in me was kind of a new intention around affirmations. And I saw, as I practiced it, some evidence in a few days, right? I'm not talking about any magic stuff here. I'm just talking about basic, what power we carry within us, right? So, which was the story I was going to say? Yeah. So one of my affirmations was, I am wise. I am wise. And literally yesterday, I was randomly flipping through a book, and I came across a section of the book, and I was reading through it, and all the cells, all my neurons were firing away, because I was like, oh my God, here is the blueprint of the challenge, or the challenge, problem, opportunity that a friend and I are trying to solve and trying to find kind of a strategy or way forward through it. And in this few pages of the book, this blueprint just leapt out at me. So I called my friend immediately and I said, hey man, you got to read, he happens to have the same book, you got to read this book, check this passage out, let's connect and let's discuss, So again, I'm saying the clarity was wow, right then in that moment. Now, I'm not saying it's magic, but I'm saying that the recalibration of attention may feel like magic, who knows, but the recalibration of your attention happens so well. It's almost, it's too good to believe in many ways, right? And that pushes you to do it more and more, and then you begin to transform and vibrate at a higher and higher frequency. And many poets and philosophers, they observe that a park bench, you go to a park bench, the same park bench, same park, same time of day, two people are sitting on this park bench. For one person, this world is hell. For the other, this world is heaven. How is that possible? How is it possible that two people in the same place are having completely different experiences, polarized experiences of the same planet, the same experience, same space? The only one thing is their inner landscape is what is different. What you hold in your foreground is the world that becomes your world, right? And here's where I want to pull us a little bit forward in terms of soul level affirmations and how these are different from, we've had many affirmations that we've probably heard, mostly materialistic, right? I'm abundant, I'm rich, I have this house. You foresee yourself living in this space and all that kind of stuff. And I have nothing against all of that, right? But if you want to find true happiness, and I'm talking about if you read things like peace that passes all understanding, that's what Jesus promised. When he spoke to the woman at the well, he said, I will give you, from within you will come rivers of living water, and you will never thirst again. If you look at Sat Chit Ananda, which is eternity, consciousness, bliss, this kind of state, right? No matter what's happening around you, you are in this state. This is what I'm talking about, not just trinkets of a house, a car, and all those are trinkets, right? But real happiness, fulfillment, peace, meaning, purpose, then I would invite you to try some soul level affirmations. Now, these are something I've discovered recently, and I'm just sharing with you as they emerge. You may find your own, and I do encourage you to find your own. But here, try these for size. For instance, here are some of mine. I am a child of God. I have the mind of Christ or Krishna or whatever wholesome being you revere or a characteristic that you revere of God. And here's another one. I'm in constant communion with the divine. I am a friend of God. Now, these are soul level affirmations because they connect you, reconnect you, and align you with the divine. Because if there, Jesus said, seek first the kingdom and its righteousness, which is right living, wholesomeness, wholesome way of living. And all these things will be added to you. Now, many people who I talk to, they say, oh, or I should say when I was younger and I heard this, I thought, oh, so if I go this way, then I will get all those things. So I'm seeking in order to get those things. It doesn't work that way, right? So let me use this analogy. Let's say you have a really good friend and let me use this analogy with me. I cook pretty well and I enjoy cooking and I enjoy serving up delicious food. Now, a friend comes, I invite a friend over, we meet up or whatever. The friend comes to me not because of the delicious food he's going to receive when he visits me. He's coming to me because of me. Whether he gets food or not, he's still coming and we are going to have a fantastic time together. So this is like how, if I can use this analogy, many of us come to God thinking about that food that we'll get. Oh, if I go to Jonathan's house, he's going to give me great food and that's why I'm coming. No, I'm coming because I'm friends with Jonathan and that's why I want to come. That's my main reason, right? So in the same way, we go to God in the soul level purpose to say, hey, I'm going because I just want to be with this person. And the food, delicious food and all this thing is a byproduct of being in that relationships, right? So this is the way I like to talk about seek first the kingdom and all these things will be added to you. Okay, so by now you would know if you've listened to stuff that I put out here, either in articles or these kind of videos, that I love life experiments. Something happens, I will try it out. Something I learn, I will try it out. So this is what I'm doing right now. And my invitation to you is to try this experiment for 21 days. Choose maybe 3 soul level affirmations. Speak them at the start of your day, speak them at the end of your day for sure. Do not go to sleep. Do not start your day without them. If you like, speak them multiple times through the day. That's even better and more fantastic. And remember, speak them with an inner conviction and an unwavering faith. This is super important when you speak this. It's got to be really, I'm convinced that I am this. You can start with a few like, I am the child of God. I am a living expression of the divine, here to serve, to love, to contribute. I am born for this time. My life in this lifetime is not an accident. These are a few. You may choose to use them. You may choose your own, however it is. Make sure they are wholesome. Make sure they connect you with soul. Reach out to me if you want more. We can discuss more about this. I'm more than happy to have a conversation on them. But speak them out loud. Find a place, speak them out loud. Speak them through your mind as you go through the day. Let it move through you. Let that vibration move through you and observe what transpires. Maybe something shifts. Maybe obviously not, maybe in one day, great, but over the series of 21 days, what is changing? Become more aware of what is surfacing. What are the things that are getting attracted to you? What synchronicities are arriving? And what is this clarity that you're beginning to see from a quiet place of assurance that you're getting, right? And if you want to stretch it a bit further, document it, write it down. Just write down this journey of trying this for 21 days, these affirmations, and see. Because when you remember who you actually are, then purpose, meaning, doesn't need to be actually searched for. It will remember you and it will emerge from within. As I always say, your soul is waiting. It's your move. Now, if you would like to continue this conversation, I have two offerings that could be interesting for you. Number one, if you're based in Luxembourg or if you're passing through Luxembourg on July 15th, we are meeting in the park. So I started a new Meetup group. So we meet in the park July 15th at 6 p.m. You can go to meetup.com, look for Flow with Purpose Luxembourg, and you will find the event. Now, the first event, or it's a series that I'm doing over a fortnightly series. The first one is going to be about remembering who we actually are. And the first kind of event is going to be centered around, or the community is going to come around, trusting our gut, or trusting your gut in the age of AI. We've given so much trust to AI that we've forgotten how to even trust ourselves and rely on our own instincts, right? So how do we get back to that? Pointers, discussion, guided meditation, breath work, just kind of like coming back to ourselves, right? So this is what it's about. So if you're in Luxembourg, please do go to Meetup and sign up, and I would love to see you there. On the 16th of July, which is the next day, it so happens it's the monthly Introduction to Purpose Discovery. Now, this is an online meeting, 90 minutes, just a taste of what a purpose discovery journey consists of, if you would be interested to take that with me. But even if you don't want to take it, just come, listen, interact, share, right? It's a space for you to express also how you are going through life, how you're going through the journey, what are the challenges you're finding with meaning and purpose and happiness and fulfillment and peace, all of these things coming together, or even simply how to connect to the divine, right? All of this is there. And if that's, again, you don't want to show up those forums and you just want to continue this conversation, reach out to me. You can write to me at jonathanmithran@flowwithpurpose.co. I read everything. And again, all this information I'm going to put in the video below, so you can find the links. You can go to Linktree, you will find all the details you need. All right, so I've said a lot. Enjoy affirmations. Enjoy remembering. Enjoy reminding yourself, and realize your true power that is within you. Be well. Namaste.